does digital banking help you tap new markets abroad or help you in your international strategies? And for this, I'd like to turn to Abdullah Al-Mehri from Boubyan.
I think we had an interesting experience just recently where we launched the first Islamic digital bank in the UK, Nomo, through our subsidiary there, Bank of London and Middle East, BLME. The idea of launching that digital bank is, of course, to be present in a different way in the UK market to our mainly our GCC customer. So in short, the answer is yes, it helps, but we need to look at it from two different perspectives here. So there is a yes and there is a no to that answer. Yes, it helps a lot, and we are looking to serve GCC residents of the GCC to begin with, and maybe the MENA region later on, who want to open an account and start a relation in the UK. But can that digital bank in the UK offer the services directly to customers in the GCC for their need in the GCC? I think that's not the objective of having that digital bank. And I think any digital bank that I can think of so far is mainly focusing on the country where it started or incorporated. I can't think of a digital bank that started to market its services across borders. Yes, we did that to attract the customers of the GCC. So that's cross-border, but only to get them if they want to have a banking relation in the UK. So I don't know if I made myself clear on that. So yes, it helps in that perspective. But I cannot take Nomo and go to all customers, let's say in Saudi Arabia, and say, okay, instead of dealing with whatever Riyadh Bank or whatever there in Saudi Arabia, deal with me. I'll help you. That's, I think, something it's a bit far stretch in how would digital banks deal. It might happen. It might come. You never know. And I think it will come from digital banks. But what we are seeing now is that, yes, it helps to quickly expand internationally your operations by opening in different countries. Instead of having a traditional bank, you can have a digital bank in that country to provide your services.
Thank you. Dr. Leonie Lethbridge, what is your take on this topic?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that approach, that it's intrinsically about extending the reach and following or providing services for existing clients. So, for instance, Commercial Bank has a subsidiary in Turkey, and we provide precisely those real-time cross-border solutions to help our clients with their Turkey banking needs. At the same time, of course, digitization, as opposed to digital banking, digitization has helped all of our clients, whether they're very large corporates or whether they're very low-income consuming clients, has helped all of them to be able to A, access the banking market, and B, be able to do so with much greater speed, much greater convenience, and much richer offerings. So I agree with Mr. Abdullah's point that it's really about extending the proposition to clients rather than extending geographic reach. I think that's also not dissimilar to the phenomena around some global banks actually retracting to their home markets or reducing their geographic footprint, because this is particularly as regional banks or domestic banks have got stronger and more capable at servicing over several decades much richer client needs. So I think in that context, it's not surprising we would see the same thing from the extension of a domestic bank to a regional bank, it's less likely to happen.
Thank you very much. Wisam, Mahmood, would you like to give us Bank Mashreq's perspective?
I think I agree on the whole with what's been said here. I think obviously we start that. I mean, in our case, obviously we aim to, with digitization, aim to really provide a consistent set of services to our clients regionally. That's very important for us, and at a less cost. So extending the digital arm, the platform, to be able to deploy these services and products with variation depending on the local market, it's ever becoming easier and easier. We just have to build the product capability, product management capability within this region. So this is actually so that helps quite a lot. But in my opinion, I mean, there are some examples where banks did really replicate themselves, across border, like Revolut is very known. It's very big in the UK, but it's also very big in Belgium, extremely big in Germany, extremely big in France. So it can happen if you build your branding right and actually move into the space with a really set of consistency. And the Mashreq side, we're extremely successful, and the Mashreq Neo services. There's no reason why Mashreq Neo cannot succeed in Egypt, which will launch as well. So from that perspective, the branding and the identity of the bank is important, obviously, to cultivate. But there is a point where you can actually bridge it over to a new country successfully if you get the identity of that digital bank correct. So that's my take.
2 points, if you allow me, Chloe. Now, on opening in different countries, I believe you need the license in that other country. So that's a different case, because here in Kuwait, the central bank is building the regulation for licensing digital banks. But what I was referring to here is from that totally digital bank without the license in certain jurisdictions, easily serving those customers. That might be a bit tricky or a bit challenging if you want to do it. It's not that easy, because there will be some kind of limitations, challenges from a regulatory perspective, from culture perspective. I think also it's a bit challenging, but it's coming, it's happening definitely. So licensing and replicating the model in different countries and getting the license from the regulator, yes, that's definitely something that might happen. In that case, what it brings to the market or to the banks is that expansion will be easier. But for us, for example, when we established this NOMO in the UK, we looked at the need here in the market. We looked at the difficulty citizens or residents of the GCC and MENA region they face when they want to open an account in the UK without them being residents of the UK. So we looked at those pain points and how can we tackle that? What's the risk appetite that we can tolerate, knowing the market, whereas the other banks are not considering them as targeted customers or maybe of higher risk coming from that region. So only by tackling those issues and without in full compliance with all regulatory requirements in the UK, we managed to make it very easy for you to open an account. In less than 10 minutes, actually, you can open an account in the UK. In 3 days, you can get your debit card to your address in Kuwait so far. And very soon, hopefully, we'll extend that to the other GCC and MENA region countries. So it would help in that perspective. It will help us, as I said, in serving our customers by establishing that institution in UK. But only I can see no more expanding abroad by entering those markets, by establishing and having license, which is of additional cost. It won't be that same entity, the one in the UK in total. Again, all these are thoughts that are untested yet. I think it will be soon for us to know about the other possibilities.
Yeah, if I may add, I agree with Mr. Abdullah. I think obviously establishing a license in a set country is obviously essential to succeed. As long as you have a really good differentiator and you obviously enter the market with a good proposition. I think the point being made is it easier to enter a market? Yes, it is easier because the low cost of entry, if you get the stack technical stack right, but the effort is actually obviously in the proposition and the marketing. But I agree with completely to succeed, you need to have a well-established license that allow you to do business for sure.
And when I refer to the culture here in our region, at least, those digital banks, if they want to decide, if they decided to come to this market and get a license and establish that bank here in this region, I think they will complement the banks by serving the underbanked more than getting the well-established customers that are very much attached to the bank beyond the transactional banking activities. So it would be, yes, they might open with them, but still the main bank will be the traditional banks in our regions. Unless, again, the underbanked, they will find that offering as the best solution to them. So that's at least now, knowing our societies. Things might change soon. We never know. We need to observe, monitor, and deal with that as quickly as possible, definitely.